Pacing while alone and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at Ghost Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments of calm, nothing left to
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream today. So, embargo is lifted for Metaphor, and that means that we can talk about it. And I would love to talk about it just for a little bit before we start today. Just like for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes talking about Metaphor in the most non-spoiler-y way possible. If you want, like, I did release my Metaphor video, and I would recommend that you go check it out. It would mean a lot. Same, I'll be back. Yeah. If you want to be 110% blind, absolutely. I'm just gonna basically go through, the only thing I'm gonna do is go through my tweet. Not my video, but we're just gonna go through my tweet. Yeah, vaping confirmed. So I tried to make my thread as, I don't know, as fun as possible. Like, there's good information in the thread, but at the same time, I just wanted to have fun. I'm having fun with fucking around with how I put out content lately. I've been doing a lot of different things.
I'm 20 months Holly Heck. I've been enjoying you Ace Attorney playthrough and journey so much. I am gonna be adopting Apollo Justice, small chatty boy.
Thank you so much, Andy, for the 20 months. I appreciate it. So hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream today, where we are going to very quickly just go over some Metaphor discussion. Since I am now finally allowed to talk about it. Oh, wait, let me show you one cool thing. Not spoilery at all, for those of you that are worried about it. So, at the event, we left the event with getting this Metaphor book. And not only that, but signed. I can't, but signed by Hashino and Saejima. And he even did like a Gallica drawing. He drew Gallica because it's the artist. If you don't know, Saejima is the artist behind everything for Persona, basically, and Metaphor. So yeah, getting this book signed by the actual two legends is insane. I did already have copies of this book. I actually have 5 of these now, and to which I will be giving some away when we play Metaphor. But the fact that this copy is signed is crazy. Ugh. What am I supposed to do with this? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I'm supposed to, like, write in the rest of this notebook? I don't know. I can't write in that. It's, like, sacred. Anyway, so, I love Kiryu right now. Thank you for this beautiful song. Alrighty. Let's do a quick discussion on Metaphor. This notebook is very, very pretty. Yeah. Very, very pretty notebook. I also like that the inside is not lined, by the way. It's just like blank pages. But they have a border. But sometimes it's nice to have a notebook that just doesn't have lines in it. It's just open pages. I don't think I have any notebooks like that, actually, so this is very, very nice. I would be too afraid to write in that notebook. That's basically me. All right, so quickly talking about Metaphor. We're just gonna go through my tweet, all of the little videos that I put on there. Also, huge shout out to Pinoy. He did a masterful job editing this video. Holy shit. I think I've actually watched it 3 whole times, and it's a 48-minute long video, but I've watched it 3 whole times because I really, really liked how he edited it. All right, so let's shrinky dink. Let's get rid of this this stuff that we don't need here. All right, just focus on the tweet. Maybe that's a little bit too big. Maybe it's a little too big. Pinoy is a giga chad. Hell yeah. She would think it was a holy book or something. It's funny because like it might be a religious book. I don't know. In the game, they do say what this book is. It's very apparent in like the first 30 minutes. You know immediately what this book is. I won't get into story details. I won't spoil story here. Just general game things. Okay? So, let's go over this. Kiryu needs to stop talking now. I'm sorry, Kiryu. I love your voice so much. We'll come back to Kiryu. All right, so, yeah, okay. Number 1 thing that you need to know that is in Metaphor Refantasio, vaping.
The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Bro, this man is vaping
Look
in
at
my fantasy game.
Like, actually vaping. I love this. It's so weird. Actually, I was on a podcast with Gnarly yesterday. He'll put out his video later. But Gnarly and I were talking yesterday about how the setting of Metaphor is like a mix between medieval and modern. And I think this is like a very perfect example of the medieval and modern cross in this fantasy world. It's medieval vaping, let's go. All right, the next thing, being called a degenerate. Here we are.
I suppose this work attracts degenerates.
Dude has no idea.
Getting outed as a degenerate as the protagonist right away. This is beautiful. All right, this is gonna be this is gonna make a lot of people happy, but no silent protagonist. Yeah, this is not Persona, everybody.
You do remember what we're here to do, right?
Right. What am I doing again?
The protagonist actually talks. No silent protagonist. This ain't Persona. This protagonist is
Pinoy
so
editing.
talkative. If you've played any Atlas game, this will definitely be a culture shock to you with how much the protagonist actually talks. And not only that, how sassy he is.
So, what brings you to enlist?
I just want to kill some time.
He's really fucking sassy, y'all. And not only that, a lot of the dialogue options you have, there's a lot of them. A lot of dialogue options, and the fact that they are all voiced is very, very interesting. So, the main character, I think the protagonist of Metaphor talks more than Joker ever did in his entire 120-hour fucking game in Persona 5. In the first 15 minutes of this game, he talks more than Joker. It's crazy. Which, that's a low bar. But I'm just giving you some reference, like, a holy talking. Very, very talkative. All right, this is also one of the coolest things, I think, about that they implemented with Metaphor. So, the music.
Right.
This segue some jamming music coming in as you play is so great, and I love the implementation here. Even in the memorandum later, it mentions magic can conjure music to uplift mood. Like, it's part of the magic and lore in the game. I love this. I love this. I love this.
Yeah, and just to like elaborate on that, so like the main theme of Metaphor, the devs have said a lot of time, it's like the theme that they were going for is based around anxiety and how humans deal with that. And it is so true that like whenever I have my most stressful moments in my life, music helps so much. And that's how they're choosing to use and incorporate music in their game. Which I think is like the coolest implementation of music. So they actually give lore behind why you are hearing the music you are hearing while playing the game, which is extremely cool and extremely clever. Like, the music you are hearing is actually Gallica's magic that she puts on the protagonist. Really cool. Just really cool implementation. All right, the loading screens. We're here for stylistic
Transition
Atlas stuff.
screen is so cool. I love like the casual just walk in, like
This
you're walking through the
transition,
city,
just
and
walking.
it's
You're just
perfect. I
walking
love
through
that
the city.
transition.
Beautiful. Smooth anime cutscene transitions. It's just like you're blinking. Boop, and then done. This happens a lot. Like, there's some really, really cool and great transitions to like 2D anime cutscenes after playing the game. And there's a lot of them in the first 2 hours. Was very, very pleasantly surprised with how much anime cutscenes there were. Diegetic, yes, that's the word. Thank you for the word. All right, the next thing. The game has a memorandum.
They have it broken down by nature, magic.
Why did it
This
not start from the
game
beginning?
has a memorandum. So anything you want to know about the stories, the character, they have it broken down by nature, magic, history, and culture. It can all be found in this menu, and it's easily accessible by like clicking on the D-pad at any time.
Lots of good information in the compendium, memorandum, whatever. But I'm just happy that they have one. Also, look at these cute horsey things.
I love the horses. They're like a mix of like donkeys and horses, and they just look so derpy and cute, and I love it.
They're cute, okay? That's all. They're just really cute. That's all you need to know. Okay. Anyway, people that you see in the city right away. Oh shit.
Never cease.
I want whatever this girl is dealing me. I'm not kidding. I love her design. On the flip side, I don't want whatever this lady is dealing. Dude, this lady sticks out like a turd on a charcuterie board. She's got a cool design though. I don't know why I said that, bro. Anyway.
One doesn't.
16 has a compendium. 16 is not the first and not the only one. There's a lot of games that in the past year there've been like compendiums, but 16 is the first one that comes to my mind too. But it feels like it's been more of a normal thing coming out in games, which I very much welcome. All right, we have Dilf.
Someone actually survived.
That voice. Grius! Oh, thank goodness you're alive.
Enter the Dilf. Hello.
He's got a nice voice. All right. All right, anyway. Okay, this one is a straight up spoiler. Well, kind of. This is the awakening cutscene, so if you do not want to see the awakening of the main protagonist, then just mute for like a minute. But it's also parodied. This is not the actual, this is like the visual cutscene, but the audio, I parodied it because the joke was right there, okay?
Your metal heart, like this is a normal thing to do. Now awaken to Arsene. I mean, not Arsene.
It's the same thing. All right, I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay.
That's what they're doing, okay?
I am thou, thou art I. That's the awakening. Okay, so now we can come back. Okay, skipping that. This is just like the event in general. Now we can finally share the actual event. The venue that they chose for this like private event in New York City is insane. Just fucking look at it.
This is gorgeous. Holy.
It looks like a church, but it's not a church. It looks like I stepped into a fucking fantasy world. It's insane. And then creators that some of you may recognize.
And Gnarly. And my new friend Daniel.
I did not know Daniel before this event, and it was nice to meet Daniel. And a lot of other people I had never met before, or didn't even know them online. That's everybody. It was a very small crowd, very private event. This is pretty much all the creators that were there. You thought that was the real in-game voice? No, that's my voice. It's like you're in Europe, kind of. Yeah, this building is very, very unique. So you could play the game like spot your favorite creator. Pretty much this entire right side of creators, I did not know who any of these people were. And then like this side, I know almost everybody except for like the people in the back. I don't think I knew them or met them. We didn't have a lot of time to meet each other. Let's just say that. And then last but not least, you have just fun outside time.
I know that guy.
Getting to meet all my friends is insane.
I'm having a good time here.
But you're pointing, so I think you're supposed to be saying objection. There you go.
Objection!
What about you, Gnarly?
Gnarly got the message. So anyway, there you go. That's it. If I would greatly appreciate shouting out the tweet and sharing it if you so choose. I put a lot of time and effort into it. I probably spent way too much time and effort onto my freaking tweet. But anyway, so Apollo Justice. I have to open up the game. Oh god. Hold on, let me open up the game. Gnarly's objection was low-key fantastic. He really went all out, man. Gnarly put his whole ass into the objection. Very much respect. Indeed, Nico B. I think, yeah, me and Nico were very much... Well, everybody was in the dark when we went. It was kind of awkward because we didn't know who was all gonna be there. But... it was kind of funny because Gnarly had sent me a text. He's like, hey, so... Not gonna say why, but do you happen to be in NYC for the day? And I'm like, yeah. It's really awkward because I can't talk about anything. So it's like when you ask people, it's just awkward. So I was thankful that Gnarly reached out to me. So he was the first person that I knew was going. But this was like on the day of the event or the day before the event when we arrived. It was just really awkward. And then Nico sent me a DM. He's like, hey, so do you happen to be in New York? I'm like, yeah. And then we all know what we're there for. Just, it's awkward. It's awkward. It's awkward. I wish we knew who was going before we went, because I was very nervous going into this. I didn't think I was gonna know anyone, and I just didn't know what to expect. I really didn't. We are on case number 2, and we're gonna finish it today. So the goal, I hope we can finish it today. I have to leave, like a hard leave at 2:15, so that gives me like 4 hours. I think we should be able to finish it in 4 hours. NDA's big like that, but I did tell I gave them feedback. I will say one negative thing about Metaphor that I wish I would have told the devs, but I was so, I would have said the negative thing if I wasn't so, on such a high, because I was on such a high. There were so many, good things that about, Metaphor in the event that I didn't even think about telling them the negative thing. But the one negative thing I did have to say about Metaphor was that I did not like that they reused straight up sound effects from Persona. It's very immersion breaking. I don't know why they don't go through the effort to change the sound effects. Like a lot of the battle sound effects, like the ka-chings and the swoosh that you go into battle, it's exactly the same as Persona 5 sound effects. It's extremely distracting because I don't want to think, like I know that these are the devs of Persona, but this is a whole new franchise and I don't want to think that I'm playing a Persona game. So it's very immersion breaking whenever I hear these sound effects and I immediately, like, my brain is triggered and I'm like, oh, that's a sound effect from Persona. I am totally okay with game devs reusing assets. That's fine. But this is a whole new IP. It's a little bit different. They definitely reuse a lot of assets from Persona 5 in terms of character models, and a lot of the animations are the same. Especially in the battle, you'll see a lot of it is the same. That stuff's okay because it's reskinned. Not okay with the same sound effects being used. I really wish they would have taken the time for that. And hopefully Atlas watches my content and takes that feedback into account, because I really wish I would have told the devs that whenever they talk to me in particular. Yeah, that's the only negative thing I had to say about it, though. If I literally, like, and I tried to be picky about the game, about Metaphor, and really that is the only negative thing I had to say about it. Yeah. But we'll see. I hope they don't keep doing that. Really don't like that. But I'm really honored that I told this story before, but in case you did not hear it, after the Metaphor event, after we were done like demoing the game, Atlas literally pulled me aside to talk to the devs. And that meant the whole world to me. I still don't even know how to react to that. But the dev team that was there, we had the producer of Metaphor, we had the battle designer of Metaphor, oh god, I don't remember the two other people, the main scenario writer of Metaphor, and somebody else. I don't remember the fourth person, but those were the 4 dev members that were there. Hashino wanted to be there, but he could not make it because they were still working on Metaphor, so he couldn't make it. They're kind of crunching the rest of the game to come out on release, you know? So Hashino couldn't make it, but still meeting the other dev members was really, really cool. But they wanted to talk to me. They pulled me aside. They were like, hey, we want to hear your opinions on the game. And I'm like, me? Out of all these other creators that are here, me? Still crazy. I think my imposter syndrome just can't get over that. Like, I don't know why they wanted to hear my opinion. So that was wild to be pulled aside for that. But I gave them my honest thoughts on pretty much everything that I experienced while playing the game. I tried to be as honest as I could. And yeah, the only thing I regret is just not mentioning the negative feedback. I really wish I would have mentioned the sound effect thing. They knew me before, but this is just still, it's just still a very, very weird thing. Okay, but anyway, let's be done talking about Metaphor. It's Apollo Justice time. This ends the segment for Metaphor talk. Because I know some people don't want spoiled on it or anything like that. So yeah, anyway, hi. Hi, chat. I'm ready for Apollo Justice. I'm ready to finish this case, and I haven't really thought about who did it. I haven't thought about anything. Well, no, we know the who did it. We know it was LaBelle, but we don't know the how. The fucking how is insane. And plus, we know the outcome of this trial because this was set in the past. Also, Trey, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. So this case was set in the past, and we know that the verdict of this case is actually a yokai. They didn't accuse any person, they accused a yokai. which I don't even know how that passes in a court of law. So we know the outcome, and we know that who the killer was. We know that it's LaBelle. But I do not know how we are getting from point A to point B. This is like an insane disconnect. I don't see the journey yet at all. I see the destination very clearly, but the journey is a wild one that I do not know anything about. Yeah, now we're gonna be going back to Mr. Simon Blackwell, which you guys love so much, apparently. Hell yeah, I'm gonna start justicing all over the place. I'm excited to do so. Are you liking the cases in this game so far? Yes, they aren't bad, but for some reason I'm not there. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Now, I think a lot of it has to do with my actual mental state off stream. I'm extremely stressed and I have not been sleeping well at all. That probably is not helping. I will fully admit that. My brain and headspace this past week has been bad. That probably is a contributing factor, not the game itself. So I don't want to fully blame the game. But there's just something about these cases that don't have me like entirely invested. And I wish I was a little bit more. And I can't really force it, you know? I can't like force myself to feel invested over specific cases. Sometimes they're just bad and it's whatever. But it's not bad. Like I'm enjoying the game, needless to say. I'm not invested as much as I normally am when I get super attached to things, but I'm having a good time though. I don't want people to take it the wrong way. I'm still enjoying the game. If I didn't enjoy the game, I would stop playing the game. Yeah. Characters aren't clicking? Apollo is still weird. It's weird. I want to like Apollo Justice so bad. But he just doesn't have the spark, man. So far, at least. I hope that Apollo gets better treatment in the future. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Blackwell's fun. I think that Blackwell might be the person carrying the game for me right now. Athena's okay. It's just the whole, like, magical powers thing that I'm kind of, like, I don't like that my brain is overloaded in. Like, Apollo's perceived thing is fine, I guess. But Athena's psychology thing is, like, I guess I'm just weirded out by all this, like, magical stuff. I kind of don't vibe with it as much. But Athena as a character, she's fine. She's super fun. I do like her. Just the powers thing has me a little bit, like, weirded out. I don't know if they just decided to go, like, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's because, like, these games lean more toward, like, a tropey anime style than the original trilogy. I don't want to say, like, I don't want to say that as in, like, it's a negative thing. I just think that it's a thing that doesn't vibe with me as much. I liked the realism behind Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. No magical bullshit. I think that is, like... And the spirit channeling was actually fine. For some reason, I'm okay with spirit channeling. It's just, I think this whole stuff is getting, like, too stretched out, and my brain doesn't like it as much. It feels different. I mean, yeah, it does feel different, but I don't know why. Like, I can't put my finger on why it feels different. I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to say too many bad things because I don't want people to think that I hate these games, because I am having a good time at the end of the day. It's just these are my criticisms and the things I'm not vibing with. But on an overarching scale, I'm still having a great time. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. I appreciate it. The trilogy has a charming simplicity. It is very charming. Just, yeah. Yeah. She hates it for real. I don't want people to think that. You spend a lot of time getting accustomed to the spirit channeling world. Yeah, you do. Whereas, like, Apollo's perceived thing isn't as well incorporated, and then it's still magical bullshit at the end of the day. Like, his mom had these powers, so his kids had these powers. And then Athena, we don't know quite yet. It could be the same type of thing, but for right now, they're pushing the agenda that it's analytical psychology that was studied in school. Sure. I can't believe she said I hate this game. No, I hate everything! We'll see how it goes. Because, like, game 2 of the first trilogy, also, I was not that invested in until pretty much case 4. It was the same thing. And you know what? I will say I'm at least enjoying this game more than I'm enjoying case 2. I mean, not case 2. Game 2 on an overarching scale. So maybe this game will have an amazing next cases. I don't know. Maybe case 3, case 4, case 5. I don't know how many cases there are. It doesn't matter. Maybe it'll get better. But it's already a step above game 2. So, that's still good. Seth, thank you so much for the membership. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Also, yeah, there's been a lot of, I feel bad. Okay, let's just... mods are working hard. Okay, let's just jump into it. All right. Let's do this. Case 2, let's finish it. We are in the courtroom with Mr. Simon Blackwell. 9:30 a.m. in the district court. Courtroom number 4, let's go. In 3D! Oh, I don't want to rise. Do I have to? I want to sit, I'm tired. The court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt. As chipper as ever, I see, and in French, no less. And the prosecution? His shackles went back on. Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. He looks so disappointed. He looks down at them. He's like, oh shit, bro. Now your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it in today. He probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says. Yeah, and his honor has to fight to defend his honor today. Your boldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. One thing you cannot possess. He really is doing this right now. Okay. The crown jewels of the court? Now at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? So you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception just this once. Dude is gaslighting out the ass. What the fuck? Here we go again. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself, because he so kindly suggested that I should do it. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex QB, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-murder protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex QB's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party. But further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. One more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Oh my god. Well, this is not an unexpected turn of events. Gaslighting King Boss Simon Blackwell. Jesus fucking Christ. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The brothers in the tracks? Weren't those left behind by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh, yes, of course. I had suspected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Ten.
Objection!
Objection! The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that the little scrap is the one behind the Tenmataro farce. Witness testimony, I'll bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Now! Oh god. I wonder what all those keys around his neck are, or like what they go to. I know that he's supposed to be the caretaker of the manor, so we can assume that it's the manor keys, but like, come on. Maybe there's more to it? I don't know. Am I stretching? I'm stretching. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today. Been over my hasty retreat since I was a kid, but a bit of a trademark of mine. Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip. Who are these bailiffs? How do they suck that bad at their job? Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place. Okay. Hot. No, please, I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running. Your statement, now. Yes, sir, Mr. Blackhead, sir.
He may be at a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give up to easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime. Why are you calling them bailiff komaedas? That is so cursed. Please rescind your statement now. 5 Meekins. I'll take that. It's 5 bailiff Meekins. Tenmataro's really that little maid gal, ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenmataro I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer. Bet she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wallop me on my account of my fierce reputation. I just know it. So, Tenmataro is short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along? You betcha, besides all the rest in the manor were way taller than her. Feigning height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tenmataro impersonator was walking on their knees? Weren't no knee walking, I seen it myself. Then perhaps the yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are naught but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying that she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Oh, each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Oh my god. Oh wait, this is like episode number 6 of Blackwell prison soap operas. That's another episode that they could do. Okay, I'm glad we got another episode of the new soap opera. The latest craze soap opera in all of Ace Attorney. I bet everybody watches this television show. Simon Blackwell, prison sub-stories. Oh ho ho! Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally! Okay. The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are no doubt partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Thank you. Thank you so much. Your Honor, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it. The yokai is Jinxie. Tenmataro's really that little maid gal, ain't no doubt about it. Sure, okay. Elaborate. Mr. Filch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday? Do you deny the so-called lesson was about what you were supposed to say in court? Oh, damn! Okay, we're just calling it out. No, you got it all wrong. Then could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was? Oh, it was, what was it again? Yipes, now I remember math, you know, numbers and stuff. He's completely under Blackwell's control, too. Anyway, the Tenmataro was that little maid gal, so what's the difference? I'd watch that show. I think that Ace Attorney, like the dev team, should consider making this a show, honestly. Like, fuck having a Great Ace Attorney Chronicles anime, but I really do want that. But like, we don't need that. I want prison sub-stories. Wait, Nico did what? He made Komaeda and the judge in a relationship? I didn't know this. Wait, what? I feel like I need to call Nico in right now. I need an explanation. What? Okay. I'm gonna talk. You know, I'm gonna DM Nico right now. What? Okay, so what is it, chat?
So, okay, I'm gonna say, so I hear you have been, wait, I hear you ship Komaeda with the judge? Is that it? This is what I'm telling him. A bailiff Komaeda? What? Nico is a concerning man. What? I'm just trying to wrap my head around this, excuse me. Okay. I don't know if Nico's awake yet, but I DM'd him. Okay. Anyway, moving right along.
Hold it!
I take it you got a good look at how tall Tenmataro impersonator was? I'm gonna leave my Discord open so I don't miss it. You betcha, I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. What? All under the table natch. I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are and how much money they have. Oh. I size them real good before I relieve them. He just admitted to being a pickpocket right in here in the court. What the fuck is wrong with you? Does the witness hold that this Tenmataro entered the foyer? Darn right I do.
Hold it!
Well, you're not going to brush it all off by claiming that the perp was short. Must have hit a raw nerve cause you ain't that tall yourself. Look who's talking, mister. I've got to stand on a box just to testify. Apollo? That's rude. You can't say that about people. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say that Tenmataro you saw had a staff? Cross my heart and hope to die, I hope, but I know because it went a jingle and a jangle. And where do you suppose that staff came from? That staff, you say? Well, I betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene.
Hold it!
I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tenma entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one? Well, I ain't never seen a staff like that in the manor, so it had to be the Forbidden Chamber. Oh, really? The stench of LaBelle is thick in the air today. Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover up her actions by pretending to be Tenmataro. I guess that's what Phil's just trying to say? Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to? There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place? Well, I've got my hunches about that. We love short kings, but Filch ain't no king. Yo, that's brutal! Damn! He's a king of pickpocketing. Wallop you? And why would the so-called yokai want to do that? That little maid gal never did like me. She always hightails it when I come around and she sticks these weird papers on my noggin. She probably thinks of him as the dreaded Tanuki monster of QB Manor or something. We need to prove that Jinxie isn't Tenmataro, but I have no idea how we're gonna do that. All we have to do is prove that it was impossible for Jinxie to turn into Tenmataro. And that might be easier than you think. Really? Now's our chance to expose the real Tenmataro for all to see. I need to take a look at my court record again. I forget what I have, which is not a good this is not a good way to start the stream. So we have the legend scroll, we have the paper, which apparently is still relevant. The crime scene diagrams, or the diagrams. The Fox and Demon statue, which now has a bowl attached to it. So about the statue has traces of blood from the defendant on it. It was apparently wrapped in a large cloth on which the defendant's blood was found on it. No fingerprints could be lifted from the cloth. Bull. All right, we have a bull. Jinxie is the only one who knows what the original looked like. That's an important note. The crime scene photo, the mask, this for some reason. Jinxie's statement. After leaving the scene and calling the police, they passed each other at a bend in the hall as he made for the foyer. He was carrying a staff-like implement. She couldn't call for help because there was no one else in the hall. This isn't really evident. Like, I feel like I can't say, oh, well, it's impossible that Jinxie could be Tenmataro because her sighting said so. Like, I feel like this just does not fly in the court of law. There ain't no way. I feel like I can't say that. Forbidden chamber key. The key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed. There's only one of its kind. Yeah. Okay, so that might be it. She stole it from the hidden forbidden chamber after stumbling upon the crime scene. So that, yeah, that makes the most sense. She couldn't because it was literally in her dad's stomach.
Objection!
Which is really disgusting. It would seem that Tenmataro was, in fact, not this innocent little girl. How you figure that? You claim the Tenmataro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber? But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. Okay, can we just talk about the fact that, like, he regurgitated it, though? Like, this key, he regurgitated it. Okay. How does one just randomly regurgitate a key? Okay. You know, like, do we just think about that sometimes? And it was like 24 hours after it has already been in his stomach. You would think that it would come out as shit. He's a bird? Oh my god. He's not a bird! I don't understand! I just think, like, if it has been in his stomach for 24 hours, it should be coming out the other end as shit. In 24 hours. Like, I've never heard of somebody regurgitating up something, like, 24 hours later. Can that even happen? Anyway, okay, I don't want to... You know what, maybe you're right. Maybe we don't need to think about this. Maybe this is just disgusting. We just need to accept that this actually happened and this was a thing. Anyway, this key was deep in the mayor's stomach. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenmataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. Got him. But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenmataro? Our Tenmataro impersonator is none other... Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove that he is the yokai that we speak? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well, let's see where the defense is going with this. I don't know where I'm going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tenmataro impersonator. I mean, I guess it has to be this because it was found in the chamber.
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber, and we know that whoever was Tenmataro took one of the staves out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator that we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well, I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. No need for that, Your Boldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You called Prosecutor Blackwell? Wait, he was summoned at a whistle? Dude's like a dog. Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command! Very well, I guess we'll just wait right here. Wow, what a good bird. It would seem that the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world? They're Florent Labelle's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I? Chad, I'm scared. Don't tell me! They're Tenmataro's prints! Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... What, like Miles Edgeworth? Like, what? What is so shocking? What? Excuse me? Phineas Filch.
Objection!
Yeah, objection! Wait, what? What? Why did you just say objection to Paul? Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself now. Sure, the prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all. So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber? So what if I did? I've got a problem with it? Yikes! You fool of a tanuki. Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean? Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber... Wait a second. Does this mean that Tenmataro holding the staff was Phineas Filch? Another cat out of the bag! What? Mr. Filch is Tenmataro? What is happening? I have never been so confused in my life. I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? The witness will explain himself this instant. Begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. What? He wanted me to be Tenmataro at the village exorcism ritual. Oh, you mean that event at the Ninetails Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume? Yep, and after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. That's when I looked at the Tenmataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word. In other words, you use your superstitions to effectively render yourself invincible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? Because there's a treasure there. That was my big chance to sneak on in and nab it. Treasure? Only that is the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Okay. To be honest, the flashbacks aren't as bad in this game. They're at least... Where so far the flashbacks have been inserted in this game, they make a lot more sense than the fourth game. Thank God. They're not that bad. He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it. I guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in! I got through the air vent in the foyer. The vent's left of the alderman's picture. I went on it and made a nice little hole. Use that to get into the air duct that leads to the forbidden chamber. I did. Oh my god. You what? But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. So it's a one-way, but you have to come out though. He literally vented. Okay. Remember that air vent in the forbidden chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into the air duct. And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the forbidden chamber vent? So Tenmataro was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder. Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer? I got out of that costume real quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point. And where is that costume now? Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manner. What if it was tossed outside? Ah. No way! But maybe, just maybe. Oh my god. The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here?
Take that!
Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. Are we about to experience some like Ace Attorney cheat, like top tier bullshit? I'm thinking of like the Max Galactica case where, you know, you see the cape flying up on the statue kind of thing and it just like hovers into the air. Are we about to witness like the costume being thrown out the window and like some kid is like flying a kite and it picks up the costume and then it flies and it soars into the air on a kite string, all because some kid just so happened to walk by with a fucking kite? Like, I'm imagining this type of bullshit right now. That costume cost me a pretty penny, so why would I go do something like that? I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Yeah, my kite theory, I think it's a great theory. Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? I like my theory, I'm still standing by it. And if I'm right, I might just have the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch. Wait, we have something to prove that? Oh, never mind. I have just the evidence for you. You do? I do? This evidence proves that you got rid of the Temataro costume through the window. The only... Do they just want me to present the paper? I guess the paper is the only thing I have.
Take that!
That's Temataro flying through the sky. Just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple. That's not Temataro in the photo. It's the costume that Mr. Filch threw out. That's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are ya? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning that the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tenmataro really was a flight of fancy. Oh my god, I hate this game. Jesus Christ. Oh my, so there really never was a yokai. I can't keep them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Uh-oh. Silence. None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. Oh, Jesus. He's so dead. He's a dead man. He's gonna be the next episode of Blackwell prison sub-stories. We did it! Good going! Now all we have to do is make Florent Labelle take the stand.
Objection!
Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Well, LaBelle took him out. He didn't vent Apollo. Shut up. Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent. And what of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent. But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right? That's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open. Sprung right open. Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look on account of the sun glare. Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. What? That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid gal spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't opened until after the crime scene was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Shut up, Simon! Well, you little Tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail. But, what? If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. Don't tell me. Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused, Damien Tenma. In 3D! Oh god, hold it, okay. Wait a second! There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there. And who might that be? Oh, well, that would be...
Objection!
Oh, Jesus Christ. It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to detail. Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact. Sorry, guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely on to something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. Wait, what? Sorry, I tuned that out. You ever just, like, read something and everything you just read just completely goes right over your head. That just entirely happened to me. My brain just totally turned off. Okay, if Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard no longer holds any water. Dude, I feel so bad when that happens because I'm like, I feel like such a dumbass, especially when I'm on stream. I'm like, I'm reading shit, and then my brain just blanks and I read it, but like, my brain didn't actually digest anything I just read. Anyway, excuse my brain for a sec. Jesus. One of the alibis we heard would no longer hold water. Okay, I don't remember the other alibis. It's Phoenix Wright. I don't remember what Florent LaBelle said, but I think it, I mean, sure, let's just say it's him. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber, and by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer holds up. Not that insufferable. Does he not like LaBelle? Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer holds up?
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at that time. Oh, that's right. A long time ago, he said that he was with Mr. Filch in the foyer, so they didn't see anything. Right. That is what he said. Man, I needed a flashback for that. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared! Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there's no keeping that cat in the bag either, neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we vouched for each other's alibi. This is good. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime. Oh, shucks. Mercy, Your Honorship, mercy! Ah! I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication. Okay, but here's the one issue here. I know the music is going on really hard, but where did Florent LaBelle go? So, like, they're both in the room at the scene of the crime. And then Filch leaves in the Tenmataro costume out. The feathers are then placed by LaBelle, but like whenever Jinxie comes into the room after that to witness what she had seen, where did LaBelle go? Like, he was hiding in the room at the time? Like, that's the only thing I can think of. We'll take a 20-minute recess, after which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself. We're finally getting to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. Blackwell is not happy with this turn of events. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations. I'm guessing that Mr. LaBelle had to be hiding behind, like, the folding screen when Jinxie came into the room. Like, he just was hiding somewhere. That's the only part of this whole story that doesn't make sense then. Because she did go in there and she only saw Filch leave. So, where did LaBelle go? We did it! We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court! Yeah. Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? It'll be fine! That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo. I'm not chinning up. I feel like I'm gonna puke. Because something ain't right, bruh. 11 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Oh god. Oh no. This is where my accents, because I give LaBelle a French accent and Blackwell a British one, so if they go back and forth at any time, this is what I was afraid of. I'm gonna really struggle. It's hard to go from one to the other. Court is back in session. Our next witness is... Oh god, his hair's green now. He actually does straight up look like the Joker. He went full Joker. Did they do this on purpose? Do you think that does this on purpose? Like his final color is like full, just Joker. Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise. Remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Fleur LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch. Like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your boldness? Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. As for this reason... Oh my god, Simon gaslit the judge again. You are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. Do you think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair? Oh my gosh. Turn off your cell phones in court! Dude should immediately be sent to jail for this shit. Well, I'm not. So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend.
Objection!
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what serious crime you've committed? A witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I've created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. What? You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry. You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Oh, peasant. How dare you accuse me of one of the beautiful people of it? Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence.
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart. The battlefield hath no place for ye. Again? Oh my. Spare me, please! Jesus Christ. So much for sturdier shackles. And okay. So I'm assuming, like, as this game progresses with every case, Blackwell's shackles get stronger and stronger, and he continuously breaks them and breaks them and breaks them. And then by the end of all of this, he becomes so muscular from breaking all these fucking shackles. He gets so jacked in the courtroom that he single-handedly I don't know. There's a big epic twist at the end. He just grows more and more powerful with every day in the courtroom. I want to keep cooking this. Hold on. So every case, Simon Blackwell just gets more and more jacked. Yeah, buff Blackwell, if you will. Buff Blackwell. And, you know, case number 4, the final case in this game. Oh! I got it. Dude actually becomes so buff that he becomes a pro wrestler. And then it is proven that he's actually Tenmataro. He turns into Tenmataro. Because it has to be a pro wrestler. Right? Hold on. If I go to the bathroom, I'm going to come up with a better theory. Let me take a bathroom break. It always helps. Okay, I regret to inform you that it did not help. I couldn't cook.
Are they using the pee pee emote?
They are using the pee pee poo poo emote.
They better be using the pee pee poo poo emote.
Wow, you actually came on to stream.
I did.
Dom is very happy that you guys are using the pee pee poo poo emote.
That's right, that's right. Look at them go. Look at those little legs.
The rare Dom appearance. He never appears on stream.
Should I appear more? Is there a demand?
Yeah, there's a demand.
There's a demand for me.
Chat, do you want to see Dom more often? Yes, they do. Anyway, Shuka, thank you for the 27 months.
More dog?
There, they just resubbed for your poo-poo emote. Damn. We demand it. See? The crowd demands more Dom. I tell you this every time. Oh my gosh. This is Dom's channel? Alright. Well, I mean, if you guys want Dom to take over for the rest of this case, I'm sure he could solve it real fast. Anyway. Alright, those chains hindered my vow that heads... hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. What the fuck? This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused death knell? You know of what I speak. Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in it. What? Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the folks' chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drum roll, please. I saw Mayor Tenma opening the forbidden chamber doors. But there you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling on the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. Why are there so many sirens? Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was barely unconscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. Oh. What the fuck? He heard that? Because he was standing in the room. He was standing in the room. Oh, that's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there. He confessed. Okay, this is like the absolute worst case scenario we could have possibly imagined. If there is a rock bottom, we are well below rock bottom right now. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I say the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess. But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution. This is LaBelle. I called earlier about the party reservation. I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's conviction gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense. It seems our witness is a very busy man. Let's get right to his testimony. How is this allowed? Somebody stop him. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime. What is happening? This is a kangaroo court, for fuck's sake. Now there are so many people in this room. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end. Really? I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. And you do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Once again, sorry, my bad. It's just I fear being accused if I mentioned coming up that most unpleasant scene. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by. Oh, we're getting another episode of the Simon prison sub-stories. There is a time to fight, and a time to yield, a time to live, and a time to die. Okay. He's laying it on real thick. What did he mean by that? Weird. I just feel like there's double meaning there. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows.
Hold it!
Was he with Kiryu? Maybe. Maybe that's the episode of the soap opera. Kiryu shows up in the cell beside him. You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that?
peasant! You wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong. It's not. No beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. I'm not following. These exquisite ears like flowers abloom. These eyes that shine like pearls. Okay, can we... I never mentioned it before, but can we just talk about how, like... I don't like how he touches his flower. It's very unsettling. If 3D was a mistake for that animation, it's like he's fondling it. Like, if 3D was a mistake. This hair, like the finest silk, nothing can corrupt the truth they hold. Right. Judge, the witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession?
Hold it!
How did Miss Tenma appear to you?
Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that. Oh.
He actually sympathized with Jinxie? Seems like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far in looks and in character. Damn, Apollo. Okay.
The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror.
Check your face? Why?
To behold the beauty that is my sadness. Why else?
This guy... Can we just...
Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity.
I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client.
Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next?
Hold it!
He opened the Forbidden Chamber? But why would he do that?
Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Tenmataro.
Objection!
The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath.
Hello, Lebel speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter. Now, where were we again?
You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the Forbidden Chamber.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, good one, sir. You are an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying?
Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies.
The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls.
Oh, now we say that. Okay.
Now tell the court what you did. What did you did after you saw the mayor open the Forbidden Chamber? Oh, well, after that, I ran in terror. Ah ha ha.
I want to murder him.
Hold it!
I want to murder him. What was Mr. Filch like at the time?
He was shouting, I can't see, I can't see. It's a curse of Tenmataro. And then he took off running like a madman.
He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in.
Wrong.
What?
He set eyes upon me and was thus blinded by my radiant beauty.
So, it was the curse of Florent Labelle rather than Tenmataro?
Yes, I'm afraid such beauty could be a curse. It's almost criminal. The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Now get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, your darkness. Let's see. Oh, yes, I fled for dear life from Tenmataro.
I want to kill him. I really want to kill him. So after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenmataro ran off toward the foyer. Precisely. Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right? She said that they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police. Well, if LaBelle had fled down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call. Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked for help. It just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence. Wow, they really, like, spelled it out for you. If we don't find some way to poke a hole in the testimony, Mayor Tenma is as good as guilty. This is bad, very bad. We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict. It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Okay. Immediately after the mayor came up, I ran in terror. I fled down the hall to my right to the one with the phone at the end. Okay.
Objection!
Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean? Care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice? If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? Frowny face. After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hall, whereupon she encountered the demon yokai, or whatever you call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tenmataro costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter, why, yes, the two would have crossed paths. Right, except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. Oh, what did he just do to himself? Huh, not such a fabulous scent now, is it? He sprayed himself. But Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. Hold on. Okay. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it? Inside the Fox chamber. Where else? But isn't that within the very crime scene? It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging the whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you!
Silence!
Oh my god. Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to knock before a foe with its sword of truth bared. Prosecutor Blackwell is, So no one likes this guy. Got it. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not? You deviant dandy. For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki without either of them noticing that you were right there in the Fox chamber. Oh my! So that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then. You admit to being there in the Fox chamber. I do. I did enter the room after the incident, but I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I felt terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself. What? You'd better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Oh, yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. Okay, sorry. The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. So, you know, I always find it really, attractive when someone sides with me, like Simon in this moment. Well, okay, let's be real here. I don't think that Simon Blackwell is necessarily siding with me. I think that he just hates this guy that much. He hates LaBelle that much. But he's like, fuck it, I'm not trying to win anymore. I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. Okay. From behind the screen, why yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. Just so he could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo, you think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the Fox chamber, so at least that must be true. The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic what? Oh. Thanks, Judge. Okay.
Hold it!
Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Ugh, because I was worried sick. Mayor Tenma's suit, it what? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So I entered the Fox chamber almost without thinking.
Hold it!
Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer shoes. Your shoes. Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear, it sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated.
Objection!
That's terrible! A man was dying and another injured, and you're worried about your shoes?
Silence!
Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and the like for such trivial pursuits. Ugh. Now, you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point, be quick about it. Yes, well, I was there in the Fox chamber, but I was being a little bitch, you see. I was actually here committing the murder.
Hold it!
Duh! Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh my, so you do understand. By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which, for the sake of the universe, is something I should never, ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand. We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony now. Did he just read my mind? Did Simon Blackwell just read my mind? No, he didn't. Okay, it makes sense still. I liked the idea that Simon just like completely saw through my brain.
Hold it!
Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? Can we all agree that Blackwell is hot? Well, chat, that's up to you to decide. I think he's aight. He's just aight though. Like on a hot scale, I would call Simon Blackwell a ooh. He's like a 7.5 out of 10. That's me. 7.5 out of 10. And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is the feathers in the tracks. What do you remember about the yokai feathers and tracks? They resulted when Tenmataro exited the Forbidden Chamber. He came out in quite a rush, scattering feathers this way and that. Did you immediately know it was Mr. Filch? I did, and that's why I suggested we cook up our alibis together. And how did those practice sessions go? They were nearly the death of me. Filchy has to be the worst student ever. He really doesn't think he's done anything wrong, does he? Well, Mr. Justice, you consider his statement to be of any importance? Sure. I believe it is, Your Honor. I request that it be added to the testimony. Here's the thing, we don't have any evidence for this. The yokai feathers and tracks weren't there when the Fox Chamber was open. This matches everything we know. I don't want to present the photo because I feel like that's not actually it. Because this is after. What? He has several red flags, but he's also funny and likes birds. 9 out of 10. No. Don't mistake the poll. You are just supposed to be rating his hotness clearly on sole physical prowess. Not personality. Not that he's funny. Not that he likes birds. Just on his physical appearance only. Nothing else. I do want to see his other statements, but we'll jump to this one real quick.
Hold it!
11 out of 10 mans can break chains. Oh my god. Okay, wait. That is a good point. That is really hot. Okay, just for that fact, you're right. You are right. I will bump it up to an 8 out of 10. Gumshoe is unmatched? Gumshoe? Damn, bro. Okay. Got it. Anyway, the mayor had been knocked out by a blow to the head. Could he really have opened the Forbidden Chamber in that state? Well, it did seem difficult. He was all woozy and stumbling around as he opened it. It was such a heroic effort that I nearly started to cheer him on despite myself. Oh, wait. The only two people... It's the only key of its kind. Right, okay. Just wanted to get my facts straight. Okay. I think the mayor needed medical attention more than a cheerleader. You think he's telling the truth about being in the room? I believe he was there. The question is, when did he enter?
You mean, did he enter after Jinxie fled? Or was he there before the murder? If it's the latter, that would change everything.
Right, if he was there before the murder, that would make him suspect. But how about we go about proving that?
Well, I guess we ask him about what happened there.
Let's press him and see what kind of info we can extract. All right, let's see the other statements. I feel like we could go with this one and present the photo, but at the same time, let's see the other statements. They were left there by Mr. Filch, weren't they?
They were, indeed, and it was quite a shock when I saw that yokai.
I can't imagine how terrifying it must have been to see that face emerging from the darkness. Okay, so he's not even he's not even reality TV grade handsome. Can we move on now? Apollo, goddamn.
Apollo, you think that statement's important?
I don't think there's anything particularly unusual there, so let's keep going. Oh, wait, what? Do I have to go back to this statement? I do, okay. So let's ask about the Forbidden Chamber. Could you please describe the Forbidden Chamber at the time?
It was shut tight until the mayor opened it.
He's really trying to stress that it was the mayor who opened the Forbidden Chamber.
That big liar! He opened it himself!
Whoa, if looks could kill, LaBelle would be toast. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Sure, yeah. I have a feeling it is. Let's add it to the testimony, just in case.
The Forbidden Chamber was shut tight until the mayor opened it.
Hold it!
You're lying about the mayor opening the Forbidden Chamber, aren't you?
In a sense, it could have been as a lie.
Wait, so you admit it?
In this world riddled with deceit, and my beauty is the only self-evident truth. That is to say, all else except me is but fiction and lies.
The nerve of this guy. His testimony is riddled with lies. Looks like I won't be getting anything useful out of this statement. Fucking hell. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Barrick is the hottest character? Severely disagree. Have you met Herlock Sholmes? I genuinely think the person I'm attracted to the most physically is Herlock Sholmes. That vest is so like there is absolutely nothing that beats that vest.
Hold it!
You can't convince me otherwise. It's so hot. Like, goddamn, they gave him such an outfit. Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene?
The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman QB. Then there was the statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Wayatema. That incredibly inspiring symbol has fallen to the floor.
Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. He said it, he said it, he said it. Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring?
Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill.
A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring. You thought this was a Christian stream? What made you think that? Elaborate. Also, yes, I am very vest sexual. I think that is a very... I think that's accurate. I think that's accurate. Alright, we got him. Do we... is it? Jinxie is the only one that knows what the original looked like.
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle. You've never seen a very down bad moment here? You must be new here. Welcome to the stream. Welcome! This is normal. Anyway, I am a degenerate. Sorry. Kinda new? Well, I mean, we're happy to have you on the stream. Welcome. Happy to have new people around. Just know I'm a complete degenerate, and I am very proud of it. Anyway. What possibly could you mean? You said the statue was like a celebration of union between town and village? Isn't that correct?
It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the municipal merger.
You've been here since case 3 of Trials and Tribulations? Okay, gotcha. I feel like I'm a degenerate. Almost every day on stream, multiple times per day. And I'm just not ashamed, you know? I'm not ashamed. How did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again?
What?
Justice to know. Explain yourself and make it quick.
This statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean?
What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret is in its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form?
What do you mean? Where?
The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right then, in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken.
How dare you!
Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby.
Oh!
Oh no! I need to spray perfume into my face now! Order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
Oh! How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty?
Way to go, Apollo! This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico! We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it!
Silence!
Enough of your silly games, Justice to know. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while he was still locked tight.
Silence!
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo.
Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Cuby told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Objection!
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence!
Moreover, it has already been proven that it was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp's statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else. Dang it. Oh boy.
The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent Lebel could not have possibly been in that locked room. Are you kidding me? Why are we backtracking? In 3D! I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen Lebel? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your boldness? It does seem awfully conclusive. Conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover... I'm struggling. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Silence!
What the fuck? I didn't say anything! I said objection, and you can't silence that. If I have an objection, you have to let me say something, you asshole! You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Deneau. Objection! Your boldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant What?! Oh my god. It would seem that my time is at hand! Mayor Tenma? Counselor, this is a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces. Counselor? Oh, right. He must mean me. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to the head? Bailiff, don't just stand there. Seize him. It's no good. I can't restrain him. What? You're not even trying. I can't restrain him! I can't do anything! Know me and despair, for I am Tenma Taro, Demon Lord of the Yokai! Mr. Justice, do something! Since when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. When you put it that way... Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world. Unprecedented in absurdity, more like. All right then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say Mr. Tenma Taro? Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but for once you shall. Ka-ka-ka! The ruler of demon kind. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly 2 yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenma Taro, ruler of demonkind, and on the other, my mortal enemy, the 9-tailed fox. This is a testimony? What? What? That's it? What is this kangaroo court? So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes. Indeed, all was in darkness. And the part about Tenma Taro and the 9-tailed fox being there? Yes, that too! Tenma Taro towered overhead and the 9-tailed fox glittered gold. I call animal abuse, Your Honor! Animal abuse? Wait, you're the animal. Wait, what? You're the one getting it. Okay, never mind. It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. as if half dreamt that that happening lingers in his mind. Apollo, maybe I can help here. Oh no. Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it, the discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us again. Okay, hold on, chat. Hold on. Let me move my camera. You have to remind me to move it afterward if I forget. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, 2 yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demon kind, and on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. All of the emotions. We are all of them. Move it afterward. Chat, I hate you. It sounds like the mayor saw the same thing as what's shown on the scroll. What's with those Tenmas and their yokai vision? I think it's sweet how father and daughter can share something like that. I don't think a shared nightmare really qualifies as sweet. Anyway, all I need to do is point out an unnatural reaction like last time. Right, look for places where an emotion conflicts with the testimony. That conflict usually indicates a thought or emotion that is being suppressed. Okay, barely conscious. We're sad. Suddenly, 2 yokai did appear. We're surprised. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demon kind. Okay, I'm guessing the happy. Why are you happy about seeing your enemy?
Got it!
That's kind of gay, bro. When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well. Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket. A creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenmataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? Wait, what?
Take that!
Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur? Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tenmataro you saw? Most likely the Forbidden Chamber statue. Why, yes, that would explain it! The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp. But even if that's all true, then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things? Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai? Fantastico, Apollo! It's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events. Misremember, you say? Let me think. Ah! I do believe I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was... the Amazing Nine-Tails! Oh my god. The Amazing Nine-Tails? At first, this is but a dream, I thought, but however most clearly do I recall it, 'twas the Amazing Nine-Tails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door! Oh boy. I'm sorry I asked. The amazing Ninetales? But that was the victim, Alderman QB, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, this is completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update. Oh boy. Barely conscious was Damien Tenma there and the Forbidden Chamber. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tenma Taro loomed overhead. Suddenly, the door did open and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. Oh my god. The amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue. What do you suppose the amazing Ninetales was up to? Good question. Could he have been trying to free the mayor from the Forbidden Chamber? But why help an enemy like that? Wasn't he opposed to the mayor's murder plan? Well, at least we know why the room suddenly lit up. Must have been a huge relief for the mayor. I mean, just thinking about being trapped in that pitch black room freaks me out. All right. So I'm guessing here, the amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue. So if you're happy and surprised about it, why are you sad about it? You're getting rescued.
Got it!
When the amazing the amazing Ninetales opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes, in the daisy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicitly wash over me. Almost there. A cape of red. Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why indeed? What could this mean?
Krista Coggers.
What could this mean? Krista Coggers. Top End Buzza, thank you so much for the 12-month resub. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying the emotes. Coggers indeed. I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know, because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image that you see. So it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction, here comes justice! Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tenma Taro loomed overhead. Suddenly the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the room. Oh my god, the cape.
Objection!
You said the amazing Ninetales cape was red, are you sure? Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... Mayor Tenma, does this cape look red to you? It certainly does not look red, not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red. So you mistook that red something for his cape? Apparently so, and remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me. So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing that you saw... We don't have anything red. Other than, like, you know, blood.
red hair from hair color. I don't fucking know. It's hair.
Take that!
Foolish mortal, do you mock me?
I do actually, yeah.
I'm afraid I have no recollection of seeing such an item. You must cease this practice of leaping before looking.
Sorry. That was a human demon double punch.
Apollo, think of something that's red and could produce a feeling of sadness. Well, blood, yes. Take a good look at the evidence again.
I'm gonna, okay, I guess it's the statue.
Take that!
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not getting punished for this. It's my badge.
Take that!
It was my badge. Damn. No reaction from the badge. This is such a sad day. Literally, what the...
Foolish mortal.
Your camera? Thank you. Thank you, Giga Chads of the internet telling me to move my camera. Oh!
Take that!
Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the alderman's blood? Shit. It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing Ninetales, the alderman's bloody body. Yikes. Okay, this just got a lot weirder. His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does that mean the amazing Ninetales killed Alderman QB? But the Alderman was the amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first! Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence!
Oi, don't you think this strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber, but she said not about seeing the amazing Ninetales there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you?
Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? So you mean to tell me that this bitch, Phineas Filch, was dressed up as Tenmataro, and this bitch was dressed up as the nine-tailed fox? Okay.
Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's?
Yes.
Of course, I can explain it.
Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble.
None with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono, I shall have your head if you fail to explain this.
I like how Blackwell keeps motioning to a samurai sword, but he doesn't actually have a sword. He just has feathers.
What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox chamber while it was locked. Wait, Mr. LaBelle? Oh, I got the Forbidden and Fox chamber. Fox chamber, Forbidden chamber, Forbidden, okay. Jojo!
Don't question Zaddy Black Will.
Oh my god, thank you so much for the 5-month resub. I appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes. Poo-poo. Emo. So, LaBelle was in the Fox chamber. Forbidden chamber was the mayor. Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So, let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma? A very good question indeed, and I suppose you have an answer for us? Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think that she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? How about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has in fact misremembered the event, what could have made her do so? She got the rooms mixed up. LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. So this is the answer. Do we want to just like fuck around and see the other ones? Sure. This is what I like doing. So Jinxie was she was confused, Your Honor. Miss Tenma was in a state of confusion at the time. That's how she mistook Mr. LaBelle for Mayor Tenma there in the Fox chamber. After all, they both kind of look like yokai. I'm afraid I don't follow you, Mr. Justice. Can I have a do-over? She got the rooms mixed up. She only thought she was in the Fox chamber because she got the rooms mixed up. When I'm in a big rush, I may make an unintended detour or two within the building, but I never end up in the wrong courtroom. Wow. Miss Judge. Even if she was confused, I think she'd notice if she entered the Forbidden Chamber. There is that massive barred door to deal with after all. All right. A penalty for a spatially challenged okay. Thanks, Judge. Spatially challenged. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence!
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? They both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face. I think Jinxie would have mentioned it if she couldn't see her father's face. And if that was sort of the disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice, you know. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? You don't have a blade. I think I'll pat. Ah! So that would make sense if he was dressed up as Mayor Tenma, why he would admit to Jinxie, I murdered the alderman. Does make sense. Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will. What's left for me to do? Believe in your client! Apollo! Remember what Mr. Wright always says. I am always so ahead of this game. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Topsy-turvy! He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Topsy-turvy, topsy-turvy! Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it.
Wow, this is where they're going. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. Wow. Okay, this is a stretch.
A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He's never unmasked himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself.
And what about the fact that it was the amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? Oh boy. Here we go. We got it all backwards.
Apollo?
I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your boldness. I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will. Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
Objection! Yay! I do have proof! Do you now? All right, this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. I would argue this doesn't turn anything upside down, really, but you know. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity.
Take that!
What absolute claptrap poppycock balderdash! We thought the alderman was the amazing Ninetales and that the mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we believed the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetales' veil. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro. He was the amazing Ninetales. I like this music. Whoa, what's this in 3D? You'd best explain yourself, Justice General. And from where you derived such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone, no matter what. That's why she didn't know it was the amazing Ninetales that she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
Silence!
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. LaBelle's has his own, very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build to... what? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence!
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. Do you think Blackwell's okay? Blackwell's okay. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. By all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and the alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, anime cutscene PNG, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who had also been drugged, into the forbidden chamber.
Then he returned to the fox chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then, the person who said I killed Alderman QB was... Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed. This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering. Woo! No, you twisted samurai. This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Whoa! Apollo Justice. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the forbidden chamber so he could drag the mayor out into the fox chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... Right, it was LaBelle opening the forbidden chamber door. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to this forbidden chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenmataro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the fox chamber. Thank you so much, Chilean Star, for the tier 1 sub. Enjoy your emotes. I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense. Then, after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room. For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous. Objection! The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales. This is madness! No one could possibly hate such an insane plot. Hatch. No one except a killer as insane as his plot, and I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies. Foolish mortal, is it at your own peril that you forget who I am? Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Oh, come on. Who's saying hold it now? Mr. LaBelle? Oh, it's fucking Mr. LaBelle. And his hair's back to normal. You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales. What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet? But that's just... And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenmataro right here and now. What? You would dare reveal the secret? My good friend, the alderman, told me all about it. But he wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions now, would it? What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it. Say I am the amazing Ninetales. I dare you.
Objection!
This is fucked up. Wait! Will somebody please explain what's going on? Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenmataro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village's superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth. Right, I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice to know? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless. Apollo, don't you dare give up now! I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetales or not? This is a kangaroo court, man. Peak Ace Attorney. The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor could never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. Just blatant blackmail open in the court. That's fine. And that would ruin upon Ninetales' veil, just as the superstitions say. Talk about one out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Veil made the comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. If he admits it, LaBelle is going to expose the secret behind Tenma Taro. Oh, we're so close, I know it! The defense may cross-examine the witness. We're fucked. I'm just gonna say it right now. We're fucked. And plus, we know the outcome of this case. It doesn't work out.
Hold it!
Hold it! This whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the amazing Ninetales. I know you used his mask to create this illusion of a locked room murder. Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence now, have you?
Objection!
Oh, British. Right, British. Mr. LaBelle knows what the statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight. Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman QB. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, but what's that? The Alderman's dead. Oh, looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend. Apollo, you mind if I wring his neck? By all means. Wait in line, because I'm going first. Temper, anyway.
Hold it!
The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions. Tisk, such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart. Excuse me? I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance will help to blossom within your bloom. You liked that, didn't you? Enough jabbering about blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers. Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of a wilted attorney here, it's utter nonsense.
Hold it!
I just wanna... You'd be arrested, wouldn't you? Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. Chat, you know what LaBelle is doing right now? He's calling you, yes you, an ugly bitch. That's right. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this.
Silence!
The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you would avert the tragedy awaiting you and that vexing visage of yours, then... Yes, I know. Get on with my testimony anyway. Suffice to say, should the mayor admit to the defense's nonsense, I will make good on my threat and... I will expose the truth behind Temataro right here and now.
Hold it!
Blackmail. This is fun. And just how did you learn of this so-called truth behind Tenmataro? Alderman QB told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tenmataro. And would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle? Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much. He shared the secrets with me. Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tenmataro. Holy shit.
Hold it!
Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly. Telling others what Tenmataro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him, is that a warning not to expose the truth? Bingo! And that truth is Tenmataro is a great greed inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is all about. Tenmataro is a great fortune? Come to think of it. Could Tenmataro actually be Forbidden Chamber treasure? Telling the villagers that Tenmataro is a terrifying yokai is what scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure had been kept secret all this time. Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Ace attorney, he said it. Roll credits. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenmataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected. As long as Tenmataro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony.
Hold it!
So in other words, tragedy wouldn't occur at all if there were no Tenmataro? I suppose so, but that's wishful. This is LaBelle, yes. You don't say. Yes, Yes, you can deliver the pizza right here to this courtroom number 4. As long as Tenmataro exists. How's the mayor supposed to admit to his secret identity now? Well, we have to find a way to make him say it, or our entire case unravels. There must be a hole in LaBelle's testimony somewhere. I think I might need to press the other statement, but I'm just gonna do this.
Objection!
Okay. I was about like 70% sure about that answer, but I was expecting the 30% to prevail like always. Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenmataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? if Tenmataro no longer existed. What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenmataro no longer exists, but I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I have proof that Tenmataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief, Azuki Kozo, used to leave them at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that Tenmataro has been stolen? Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. And by that hideous Mohana caretaker's grandfather, no less? You... no! My beautiful golden Tenmataro was... A greed inspired by Tenmataro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the Alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenmataro, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure? That is Tenmataro's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmataro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales Vale. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetales Vale land that would become Tenma Town. And drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus, it was the yokai Tenmataro came to be. So, Tenmataro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenmataro made quite the mess of things. Indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say, the love of money is the root of all evil. Do they? I've never heard that. But yeah, sure. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales Vale, a thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenma Town would never seek to take over Ninetales Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenmataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? No, don't do it! Please, no! Begone, you demented demon. Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales, is indeed me. Oh. What? And that means Jinxie! Yes? The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber, was he wearing the amazing Ninetales mask? That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman QB that day, So it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it? It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme. Okay, but I love Rube Goldberg machines so much. They're so cool. You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman QB, but Florent LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant! Ah! No!
Silence!
Justice to know. You should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of... They're right! Let's see some evidence! Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. What happened to, like, the juror court thing? Jurist court? We could use that right about now. This is the final battle, just as a samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any?
Evidence in a court of law.
Yes. Oh, I have evidence. You do? Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence that we need, too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma's innocent. Here comes justice! Okay. Let's review the facts.
Okay.
This is new. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the amazing Ninetales. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts as we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle's assertions that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime, but he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? Yes, the hand. Oh, wait. Sorry. Wait. Fuck. Outside. It was, I got the wrong thing. No. I meant the color. Ugh. I was jumping the gun. I know this is the thing that they're looking for. I jumped the gun. It's the mask. He threw it out. Okay, anyway. Because Filch had stolen it from LaBelle. That's not going to help us nab the real killer. Maybe I should study them. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay, I know it's... okay, I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. A clue inside the... What is this gameplay? Oh, I know. The amazing Ninetales mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? A patch of golden fur. Wait, the golden fur was... no, it's the white hair. And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? So the true identity of the... No, of course it isn't. What am I thinking? Someone has been wearing that mask at the crime scene. That's what I should focus on. And this is where the hair color comes into play. All right. The white hair is LaBelle's. That hair is Florent LaBelle. Now, that's what I call conclusive evidence. Wow. Apollo's brain is a scary place. Do you have any conclusive evidence to present this to the court? Of course I do. Observe this mask. That mask. How is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cuby. But the amazing Ninetales, as we know now, is Mayo Tenma, so... That is correct. So, the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mayor? Mr. Florent LaBelle. I never had hideous hair like that. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type. Because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color or another.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's you who has made a fatal error. Remember where this mask was found. It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles.
Take that!
Finally. What is that? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. Okay, just a personal thing that I would have preferred them do with this game. I knew it was this before the whole, like, Apollo brain moment. I think I would have preferred it be backwards, because the game handholds you a little bit by giving you the explanation, and then it makes it easier to put the hairspray, this on the table. But, like, I would have preferred it be harder for the player, even though it's really not that hard. It's literally the only piece of evidence that you haven't presented in court, so it is pretty obvious from the get-go. I would have preferred them do this and then the explanation afterward. Just a personal preference. I think that would have been a lot better presentation. The court will also recall that the amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the village right with white hair inside of it. What's this? Are you saying that preening peacock's hair color is? That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving that you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it! Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cuby. You! Hanson, how dare you! Ah! You profane my beauty! I'm going to exterminate you like I did him, Alderman! Ah! No! My makeup! I like that there's just this, like, mist. Hello, this is LaBelle. What the project is all? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello? This is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me? $1 million? I'm finished! Quantum! Stick a fork in me! I'm done! This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated. Order at the court! Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Wait, that was a compliment, right? Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Florent Lebel? The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler.
Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off?
Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenmataro. However, the few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetails Vale. Lebel set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetails saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, Lebel murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why would he go after the gold in the first place? Mr. Lebel doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. Lebel hid his past, much like he hid his beauty, with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such veracity.
Too bad for him, someone else had gotten to do it first anyway.
I see. Very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant Dainvia Tenma not guilty!
Woo! In 3D! I thought that we... This is weird. They presented this past case like they didn't get a verdict. I'm so confused. I guess not.
Caught in 3D. Not guilty.
June! Thank you for the 4 months, June. I appreciate it.
Court is adjourned in 3D.
I like this joke, sorry. It's not gonna get old for me. Alright, 123. Defendant lobby number 3. Phoenix Wright, I missed you so much. That was some seriously good luring, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. I just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenmataro from Ninetails Vale like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. Lebel didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered their alderman, then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch Lebel was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the amazing Ninetails' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the amazing Ninetails. Had Lebel succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the amazing Ninetails was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proven a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then, when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. What an insanely intricate plot!
A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
Why are you acting like Tenmataro again?
Let this be of no concern to you.
How could it not concern me?
Tenmataro, be gone! Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back!
Yes, it would seem Tenmataro is no match for you. Ha ha ha.
I'm not scared of that silky yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore. Wait, is JC actually smiling?
This is all thanks to you two. Not too bad the amazing Ninetails will have to retire, though.
Aw, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the amazing Ninetails, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people, another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
I think you misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask, and to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting for me, but I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes. The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa. Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this.
Take that!
Thank you. Now if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting! Should I give him... Oh, I should have given him my attorney's badge. Whoa! How did he do that?
Nine Tails Vale forever!
Bruh. I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Nine Tails Vale. Dude, I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer slash killer is behind bars and the murder's no longer an issue. Plus, the amazing Nine Tails is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Nine Tails Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said. Okay, people, now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous that I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me. What? Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours, too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Oh, God. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways. Very funny, haha, Apollo. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce.
You won't be saying that when you're older.
Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this. Calories? Ha! Just let him try to stick on me.
All right, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldune's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Right. Let's go. Why Eldune's Noodles? You could have gone anywhere else. Why Eldune's Noodles?
I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for?
The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. He can afford that?
I like that we just constantly joke about Phoenix Wright just being such a broke-ass bitch. Yay, thanks, boss! I won't let you down.
Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldune's Noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. He's rich now? Did he get money from Sugar Daddy Miles? I bet he did.
That was our first case together, and it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy.
Themis? Don't say that name in front of me.
That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come.
Oh boy.
Fiend. Aw, this final artwork is actually super cute.
The cat. Oh my god. Save your current progress. Yes. All right. I shouldn't keep going. This is a great place for me to stop. Okay, here's the deal. Tomorrow's stream is going to be Visions of Mana. It's going to be sponsored by Square Enix. I've been wanting to check out Visions of Mana, so I got to play it at PAX East, and I've been wanting to like actually play it from the beginning. From what I played, I didn't get to. So Visions of Mana coming out tomorrow. Friday, I don't know if I'm streaming it, but I'm leaning toward I really probably shouldn't stream. I got a very hefty weekend. I will talk about the case after this, by the way. So tomorrow's stream is Visions of Mana. Friday, I don't think I'm streaming because this whole weekend I'm shooting a lot of videos and photo shoots. So I would like to focus on my weekend. I don't know though for sure. I might stream on Friday still. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Because I could leave after stream. We'll see. We'll see. I might stream Friday still. If so, that's when we'll start case number 3. But yeah, this case is weird because, like, in the end, I enjoyed the mystery of the murder, but for some reason, the whole process was not as fun. Like, the murder mystery was cool. I don't know what it was about this case, though. I cannot put my finger on it, but this case just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, because it wasn't like it was a bad mystery. I think, like, the murder itself was interesting and fun. Maybe it's just how it was presented that just felt weird. I don't know how to describe it. Slow? No, I don't think it was slow. Maybe it was. I do not know how to describe my feelings other than, for some reason, this case just felt off for an undefined reason. I feel like it should have been 1 day case. That would have been nice, yeah. That absolutely would have been nice. Lieutenant Forager, thank you so much for the 3-month resub. I appreciate it. All right. But yeah, well, we have a new case. So we'll start a brand new case either on Friday or on Monday. We shall see. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, tomorrow, please stop by the stream and support the sponsored stream. I would kindly ask. It helps a lot. And I don't think I have anything else. There's just a lot of content coming out. Like, Friday is going to be a big day. This whole weekend is actually big. Tomorrow is sponsored Visions of Mana stream. Next week, Investigations comes out. It's a big 2 weeks. All right. Okay, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Visions of Mana. Bye, everybody. Have a great evening. Yeah.